Well, there does seem to be some green on the two blueberries bushes. Today is the Holy Thursday, and it's the feast of Saint Venturino of Bergamo. 1319, he became a Dominican. He was a noted preacher. He preached for peace. He led a what do you call it? Led a pilgrimage with 30,000 people to Rome, but it was at the time of the Avignon papacy issue. I think basically there was a pope in Rome and a pope in Avignon, or the pope was supposed to be in Rome, where he's supposed to be, but he went to Avignon with the French king supporting him, something like that. Anyway, there was issues, and the pope thought that he was coming to make him, that Pope, oh boy, now I forgot his name, Pope, I want to say Benedict XII, thought that Vergamo? No. Vertrino, I forgot his name. Thought that Bergamo, whatever, thought that he was coming to make himself Pope. And so the Pope and the Solicitor General or whatever of the Dominicans. Now yesterday, Gus, you dropped me when a fox came up behind, well actually it was in front of us. Let's not do that again. So the Pope thought that Venturino was coming to make himself Pope with 30,000 people to insist on it to Rome. He sent him and the Solicitor General of the Dominicans, told him to stop the pilgrimage. He did not, Venturino, like the ventures, Venturino didn't get the message. He came in and he was meeting great success. He was preaching at churches. Then he got the note or the message, and he left Rome. This was in June. So he went in February. He was having great success. By the time he got the note, he left Rome as requested by the Pope. And in June, he went back to Rome of 1315, I think, to explain to the Pope what had happened and, make an explanation that he didn't try to be disobedient. And he was immediately imprisoned by the Pope for 8 years. The next Pope, Pope Clement the Sixth? Yeah, 7th? Anyway, Pope Clement released him, and then he ended up preaching for a crusade against the Turks. And that's a little different history for a saint, for a blessed. He's a blessed. And the part that struck me was the crusade against the Turks. But anyway, especially with our trouble. I was reading an article today about some guy who was in the government, some government official or bureaucrat who resigned over the stance that were sort of pro-Israel. And in the article it said someone complained about the policy inequality. And I'm thinking, inequality, let's see, I looked it up. Israel has 9 million something, less than 10 million people. And the imbalance, it said, the equality imbalance, or whatever, the imbalance on the policy. And I'm thinking, I looked up the Arab world, 468 million to the Jews, 10 million. So for those of you who root for the underdog, or those of you who don't like a big guy picking on a little guy. What imbalance are we talking about? If anything, you have to do more and more for Israel. Here's my question. Why don't the Muslims just leave Israel alone? How about that for a plan? Just leave them the heck alone. Just leave them alone. They've got one little spot, Israel, in all of the Arab world. And it's like the spoiled brat. The Arabs are like the spoiled brat who insist on having everything and cry about it and make a tantrum until they get everything. And the one person, and it's, yeah, anyway. Yeah, how about just leave them the heck alone? How's that for a plan? Stay in your yard, keep out of their yard, leave peace. Because after all, Islam is a religion of peace, right? And yet it's Israel. Yeah, right. Israel counterattacks. Israel comes back after being attacked. They don't attack and then the Arabs counterattack. It's always the Muslims, the Arabs, whatever you want, stop. Attack Israel and then they retaliate or whatever. And yeah, so anyway, a little frustrating. Why don't you just leave them the heck alone? How's that for a plan? You're peaceful, so this shouldn't be a problem. I just solved the Arab-Israel solution. As a religion of peace, Islam should just leave the Jews the hell alone. Is it more complicated than that? Stay in your own damn backyard. Is it more complicated than that? Really?